Hello dear students, welcome to the class of Health and Physical Education Unit 3 Physical Fitness, Wellness and Lifestyle. And today's topic which we are going to learn, that is components of physical fitness. In that we are going to learn another components that are endurance, flexibility and coordinative abilities. So let's start one by one with the endurance. Now what do you mean by endurance? Endurance, the word endurance is referred as in stamina. So endurance is an ability to sustain an activity. That means ability of an individual so that he or she can sustain the activity for a longer time period. According to the Hare, also defines the endurance as the ability to resist the fatigue, to keep the fatigue away, so that the person or an individual, they do not get exhausted very soon. So that's why it is been considered as an ability to resist the fatigue. Another it has been given related to the endurance, that is endurance is highly important in all of the sports, but endurance is mostly also been required for performing the daily activities, day-to-day activities. It has been usually measured by the number of repetitions. For example, you can see the pull-ups are being performed by the females or the girls. The continuous pull-ups has been performed for how much longer time period they used to perform the pull-ups, that becomes an endurance. It depends upon the endurance. There are the two types of endurance. The endurance has been measured in the short-term endurance and long-term endurance. What do you mean by short-term? Short-term endurance, it is needed where the action or the movement is only for a short duration of period. So here the female is the picture, you can see that is the endurance which has been required only for a short period of time, whereas in such types of endurance is only for a short duration and it is more intense. So intensity is more, where you require lots of energy. So here in judo, wrestling, basketball and many of the short duration games require the short term endurance, so that whatever it is being performed, whatever the activities are being performed, it is being performed in a better way. So this has been considered as short term endurance. Then we are having next is long term endurance. Two types of endurance, short term endurance and long term endurance. So long term endurance is the endurance which is needed where the action or the movement is only for a longer duration and less intensity. That means that less power is being required, but it used to work for a longer time period. So such types of examples are being given like long distance race, cross country, marathon race, cycling, swimming. Such types of are being considered in long term endurance. Endurance is not only needed in the sports, but also it is being needed for a individual to do his day to day activities or working in a day-to-day life. So endurance can be increased by the continuous, there are the different training methods which are being used so that you can improve your endurance. There are different methods or related to the endurance is continuous training method, interval training method and repetition method, where you can improve your endurance level. So this is what the endurance about. There are the two types of endurance, that is short term and long term. Endurance means the ability to sustain any of the activity for a longer period of time, where you can find out there is a continuous repetition, where it is been measured in the number of repetition is been considered as an endurance. Then second topic we are having, that is flexibility. So what is the flexibility? So flexibility is the range of the movement of the joints. How much joint can be stretched, what is the range of the joints, movements of the joint has been considered flexibility. Flexibility is not only important for the sports, but it is also important for the individual to perform a day-to-day activity. You know that flexibility is must, flexibility is been required. For example, if the person is having a less flexibility, then definitely they are having problem in kneeling down or picking up any of the object from the ground. So the flexibility is must, it is more important in any of the sports and games activities, whereas it is also been required to perform a daily day-to-day activities also. A person who has good flexibility and performs his work, they are performing their work very easily. So person who are having a good flexibility, those who are having a good flexibility, they are having they are having they are able to do their work very easily. So these such types of person also looks attractive, they seems to be attractive. So range of the movement, but here what happens, the flexibility range of the movement varies from joints to joint, depend upon the tendons, ligaments and muscle tissues. Tendons where the muscles are being joined, ligaments where the two bones are being connected, where the two it holds the two bones, and whereas the muscle tissues you can find out in the muscles. So this range of the movement varies from joint to joint, depends upon the tendons, ligaments and the muscles. It depends upon the which area of the joints you are going to stretch or you are going to uh, pressurize more. So that becomes a flexibility. So there are the two types of flexibility, that is passive flexibility and active flexibility. Passive flexibility is an ability to carry out the movement to a greater distance with the external help. Such types of passive type of flexibility means the flexibility which requires when a person used to do any of the movement, but in order to stretch their body, his or her body, they require some external help. That external help might be any of the object, that might be any of the partner or a person, or any of the things through which they used to perform. For example, you can find out therabands. Therabands are being available in the market. These are being used to stretch the body to improve the flexibility. Such type of therabands are being working as an type of passive type of flexibility, because with the help of the theraband which we are going to stretch our body, which helps us in giving the flexibility to that particular joints. So, or you can see the partner in the first picture, you can see the partner is helping the another person to stretch his leg. So this is type of flexibility is being considered passive type of flexibility. So for example, stretching exercise with the help of a partner is being considered as a passive type of flexibility. Now flexibility is related to the genetic factor. Most of the flexibility is related to genetic factor as well as the physical activity program also. The tight joints prevent smooth and efficient movement. So flexibility training prevents the muscular injuries. Most of the purpose of this flexibility is that it helps us in overcoming or prevention of the muscular injuries. Maintaining flexibility throughout the life, especially in the back and the leg muscles, may help in preventing the back problem. The person, those who are having a good flexibility, they are having the flexibility to the back muscles as well as leg muscles, they will not be able to have any of the back problems. Flexibility helps in learning the various skills such as backstrokes in swimming. This swimming can be learned easily by the individual has an ample of flexibility. You have seen in the high jump also. In order to take the Fosbury style, flexibility is must, because the person who is having a good flexibility, they will be having a good arc when they are going to leap the bar. So here the flexibility is being required, flexibility is must. So first type of flexibility was passive flexibility, and another type is being considered active flexibility. Now in active flexibility, definitely the ability to carry out the movement to a greater distance without any external help, without anyone's help, the flexibility which has been performed, it has been considered as an active type of flexibility, where the person is being involved by themselves itself. You can see in the second picture, the person is performing the stretching or the flexibility exercise by his own without any of the external help. So the active type of flexibility are of two types, that is static and dynamic. Static means the person's position just now is in a static position. It has been considered as an static flexibility where there is no movement. Any of the yoga posture, when a person is been having a last posture, means at that last moment of the posture is been considered as static. So yesterday we were talking related to the strength, that they were having a static strength. In that they used to maintain the posture for a longer time period, that becomes a static flexibility, because this posture is to be maintained for a longer duration or for a while. So that is been considered as a static flexibility. So what is static flexibility? It is been required by a player when he or she remains in a static position, for example holding position of the yoga. For example, if you are having performing tree pose, then you are maintaining the same posture for some duration, that is a static flexibility. And where you are having the stretching of your muscles are also being stretched, so in that posture it has been considered static flexibility. Starting position of various sports starting position, when you are in a lunge position, when one leg front and another leg behind, and when you used to start any of the games or sports, then it has been that posture is been considered static flexibility posture, where you are having considered as a no movement is been considered static. Whereas the dynamic means when the player is in a motion, when his or her body is in a motion, is been considered dynamic flexibility. So dynamic flexibility, when you can see on the picture, in the side picture, the person is stretching his legs, but when he is stretching the legs on both the side with the movements, then it becomes a dynamic flexibility, where he used to stretch his leg with the help of the movements or the motion. So an example I have given here, that mimic of kicking a ball. That mimic of kicking a ball means, if the ball, you imagine that there is a ball and you just need to kick the ball, so you are moving your leg front as well as back, that is flexion and extension, you are giving the movements. Then sideway run, when you used to run on the sideways, at that time this dynamic flexibility is been required, and it has been considered, not required, but it has been considered as a dynamic flexibility. So I hope so that types of flexibilities are clear. Two types of flexibility, passive and active, whereas the active are of two types. It has been divided into two parts, that is static flexibility and dynamic flexibility. Now let's move toward the coordinative abilities. Now these coordinative abilities before 1980s, because we know that what are the components of physical fitness. There are the components like strength, flexibility, endurance, speed, and agility. But after, before 1980s it was agility, then after it was been, later on it was been considered as an coordinative abilities. Why it was been considered coordinative abilities? Because later the term agility has been changed into coordinative abilities, because agility was discontinued as the term was not clearly defined. Agility means what? It was not that much clearly defined, so that's why they have the term was being changed into coordinative abilities. Whereas the coordinative abilities depends upon what? It depends upon the central nervous system. Central nervous system, which used to give the signals to the muscles to contract and to relax, and so here the body used to move accordingly. So there is a combination of all related to your central nervous system, muscles, bones, as well as coordination of all. So here it is a coordinative ability depends upon the central nervous system. According to the signal, the person used to react. So through the coordinative ability, individual can perform the various activities properly and efficiently. So what is the main purpose of coordinative ability? That it helps us, the person, to perform various different types of activities properly and efficiently with accuracy also. So you can see in the first picture, the person is taking, the athlete or the basketball player is taking the layup shot. He is having a dunk. So here it is a posture. You can see that this is the coordinative ability, where you can see his body posture, where there is a coordination of all the muscles, whereas the central nervous system, that how it used to work, and it gives the signal to the all the body system that how we need to work. So that is a coordinated, well coordinated, and if it is been well coordinated, then the dunk which he is going to put, the basket which he is going to do, that will be considered as a perfect basket. So here accuracy, rhythm, flow, and constancy depend on our coordinative abilities. It depends, see, accuracy, rhythm, flow, and constancy depends upon the coordinative abilities. So when we used to see any of the graceful movement, for example, you have seen in the 100-meter run, the Usain Bolt, when he used to run, it looks that he is having a very graceful movement, very beautiful movement, or the body motion you can see, where we see that he does not used to put more effort, but actually the efforts are being put, but the movements which he used to the movement which we used to see, that has been considered graceful and beautiful movement. And the graceful and beautiful movement of our body is related to the coordinative abilities. It is only been possible with the help of the coordinative abilities. The gymnastic, performing on the different apparatus, it has been only been possible with the help of the coordinative abilities. Diving, a perfect diving, taking on a board, again taking a jump on the board, then again having a correct posture, that is only been possible with the help of the coordinative abilities. Figure skating, in ice we have discussed in the Winter Olympic, figure skating, In figure skating, when the movements are being performed, that are been only been possible with the help of the coordinative abilities. So there are different types of coordinative abilities such as balance ability, rhythm ability, adaptation ability, and we are having reaction abilities. So these are the types of abilities. Coordinative abilities are there. You can see in the second picture, in the below picture, the person is holding the ball, taking lifting the ball. When the ball is being passed, you can see the posture. What is the first posture, second posture, third posture? That is all depends upon the coordinative abilities, where the person is having an accuracy to hold the ball perfectly. So these are the another components. Today we have covered the components like endurance, flexibility, and coordinative abilities. So with the help of this, you can prepare the notes. Thank you.